Hello there, welcome to Noneother. I'm your host Chrisora, and I'm currently on my own. No Talos in sight, because he's actually on holidays in Hawaii. So, what if episode 3? What if Earth's mightiest heroes fell? I guess that's the name of the episode, and it kind of spoils what the whole episode's about. So I guess there's no point in saying spoilers, but spoilers, I guess. You know, if you write the title of the episode, you know what's happening. This episode has a very interesting concept compared to previous ones, in that I really want to see, well, we'll get to it, but I really wanted to see where this world would end up in a future episode. So, as the episode says, what if Earth's mightiest heroes fell? Well, it all takes place during Fury's big week, which, if you didn't know, it's the week in which Iron Man 2, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk all take place in the MCU. I think Cap is also unfrozen in that week, but I may be incorrect on that. Anyway, so let's go over how each of these take place. So, I guess the only way to rate this episode is by the deaths and the twist. It's like a little murder mystery, if you will, of who's killing the Avengers, why are they all dying. So first you have Tony Stark dying by getting his injection from Natasha Romanoff. That then frames Natasha Romanoff, meaning that she gets arrested. And the Tony Stark death, yeah, good way of killing Iron Man. It's probably I'll rank the deaths in order at the end, okay? We'll do like a little tier list. So that's how Tony Stark dies. It's done by days, kind of like The Shining, almost. Next, you have, well, Thor goes and he finally tries to get back his hammer. And he gets shot by Hawkeye. Right before he can do so, the thunder just about to hit the hammer, meaning that he would finally be a god again. Also framed for another Avengers murder. Fury also goes to Hawkeye to see what's going on. Hawkeye's dead. What's going to happen? Well, this is where the mystery starts unraveling itself. Coulson and Fury figure something is definitely up. Natasha's on the run, and we see a nice little scene with Natasha.
Wow, so serious. Maybe we should get some tunes going. Lighten the mood.
Where it kind of mirrors the Captain America Winter Soldier elevator scene, but Natasha's doing all of her own kind of moves. It's really cool. So then, we cut to the Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo. Funnily enough, this is events during the Hulk movie in which Mark Ruffalo wasn't the Hulk, but he gets to play him here. And the Hulk's death, I think, might be the best of the episode. So if we're going to do this tier list, Hulk's on top at the minute. I think in general, actually, Hulk's on top. So Black Widow goes to see the Hulk, and this is during the events of the Hulk movie that Ed Norton was in. Now, here he's played by Mark Ruffalo, keeping the continuity of later movies. Hulk's death. Remember that fan theory where people thought if Ant-Man goes up Thanos' butt and expands, Thanos would explode? Yeah, they basically kind of did that. Hulk explodes. Green goop everywhere. Right as he's about to face all the tanks. Just definitely the best death. And it definitely seems to be a nice little reference. So after Hulk explodes, Fury's also trying to deal with holding off Loki's army, because obviously they killed the Prince of Asgard. Black Widow then starts to dig into the files, and this is where we first get our clue at who might be the villain, because we learn that Hope Van Dyne was on the list of potential Avengers. Then Black Widow gets attacked and killed, and before she dies, she leaves Fury one last message. It's all about hope. Right, so let's go through the deaths so far. We see a full coffin of all the currently dead Avengers. Let's do the tier list real quick. Hulk, best death. I'm gonna go Thor. Thor was the second best, because Thor was an interesting one. Of like, well, he's human, so of course this is how you'd kill the God of Thunder. He's not a god at the minute. Then we'll go with Black Widow, and then Iron Man, and finally Hawkeye. Hawkeye just kind of dies off screen in his style. Black Widow at least kind of gets a fight out of it, but there you go. That's the tier list of deaths. So Fury figures out who it is, and at Hope Van Dyne's grave, after asking Loki for a bit more time, he confronts the murderer, Hank Pym. Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, he looks so deranged, and like I kind of want to see this version of him in a movie, because he's so deranged but also so powerful. Like, he killed all the Avengers, and his whole plan to do so was genius. It was absolutely genius. And he says that he's only got Fury to take out next. However, when he tries to take out Fury's teleporting all over the place. He's doing not Nick Fury things, revealing that Nick Fury is in fact just Loki in disguise. And there's a really cool moment here where Fury's doing a maniacal laugh, but you can also hear Loki's laugh underneath. It's really good. And then, of course, he takes out Hank Pym. But rather than actually just accepting that they defeated Thor's killer, Loki decides he's going to take over the Earth. And this one ends on a cliffhanger like the last one. And this is where the episode gets a bit for me. So Fury is about to wake up Captain America and he's like, good to have you back, Cap. And then he turns around and there's Captain Marvel. And here's the thing. If you didn't have that stinger at the end with Captain Marvel, this would be such an interesting concept. Because imagine Captain America on his own having to, like, you know, reclaim the Earth from another evil dictator and his army of Asgardians. That's way more of an interesting concept than just Captain Marvel comes down and blows everything up. Because Captain Marvel, she's literally, you know, regardless of what you think about her, she is just a video game character with all the cheat codes enabled. She's got invincibility mode on. Like, there's no interesting story with her from this point onwards. It's just, oh, Captain Marvel comes in and blows everything up, kills the army. It's easy. Steve Rogers, who needs him? He's not necessary to winning this fight. They've just made her so overpowered. Like, yeah, you're trying to go, oh yeah, strong woman, girl power. Yeah, no, that doesn't work with Captain Marvel. Girl power is someone like Black Widow who, you know, struggled up the ranks to actually get as good as she is. Girl power is someone like Peggy Carter who, in a time period where women were really looked down upon, actually fucking struggles through and still comes out on top. No, someone that's just invincible and can do anything. It's not interesting. If it had ended without Captain Marvel, for final scores, I would say 10 out of 10 episode, 10 out of 10 concept. However, because of that stinger at the end, it brings down the episode just that extra little bit that I would say 8 out of 10 in terms of the episode. The concept, so it does the concept really well of having each of the Avengers get killed off. The murder mystery is really good. I guess if we're going for the concept, that doesn't include the cliffhanger, which means it is a 10 out of 10. But still, I don't need to see a sequel to this now, because this was the one where I was kind of thinking, yeah, this is the one out of the three we've seen, this is the one I'd most like a sequel to. And now I don't, because the sequel's over in 2 minutes. Then what do you have? Flies off into space and it's just Captain America until the next track comes, and then you have to call down Captain Marvel again. Like, what's the point then? The one thing is, in this universe, you wouldn't have Ultron, probably not the Sokovia Accords. Infinity War is just Thanos gets everything and wins very easily until Captain Marvel lasers him, and then just half the population's gone because Captain Marvel, you know, oh, she was doing so much throughout the galaxy. Why aren't you keeping an eye on Thanos, Captain Marvel? But anyway, I've been Chrisora. Be sure to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and see you next week for more What If.